Welcome to Beers and Comics. I'm Matt.
I'm Aaron.
This is Aaron.
And we're talking about indie comics. And today
is National Pizza Day.
It is well, we're recording on National Pizza Day.
I mean, you're not going to hear it.
No, you're going to hear it on National...
Or smell it.
Week after Pizza Day.
Or taste it.
That would have been today on Pizza Day. Because why would we bother doing podcasts?
I don't know.
Yeah, we think about that a lot.
That was
just be a print artist? Better.
Better. More betterer.
Leave a comment that's hashtag this is awkward. There are a lot of people that just come up with a concept and they want somebody else to write it for them. So your first decision is, do you want to write this thing or do you want to hire a writer? You know, when you look back at your first scripts, it's always like, dear Lord. But yeah, so conceptualize your storyline. The first major thing you're going to want to do is write out your outline and start your scripts. Is edit and then edit again and then edit again. And I say like edit yourself like 4 or 5 times because you'll catch stuff every time if you're really looking for it. But in the end, what I've found out now, really going back and reading stuff, is there's a lot of stuff that you'll catch after you kind of get it out of your brain and you've looked away from it, because your brain's going to fill in those gaps and it's going to fill in the different thoughts because you conceptualize the whole story. So the next thing is to have someone else edit it.
But most of the time, the writer always comes to the artist.
Right.
I feel like that's a normal step. Most of the time, like, the writers do actually take a lot more of the responsibility on of piecing together the team and having to take that forward. I mean, there probably are some artists, but as an artist, I don't even want to do that.
And, you know, that's more of a mental space thing for how people want to be. But for us, we both wanted to learn, and we both decided we wanted to try to figure out this whole indie comics thing.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to start, you know, like, drawing people is one thing, drawing them in an environment's another thing, you know, doing all that stuff. So doing page layouts is a whole nother beast on top of it to, you know, and because it was a 2-man operation, we only had 2 people that didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
How do you get better at drawing comics? You have to just do it. You just
Right.
draw comics. Like, so putting a book out was probably the biggest step forward in that, to actually say, I finished a book, it's not perfect, it's okay.
Right.
Every pro is going to tell you that they don't even show half their first books. They don't want people to see them, or they've done so many and it's not their first book, they get noticed. And I feel like that's what a lot of artists nowadays want to do is, oh, this first book has to be my break. No, it's not. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, there's no way. But we both also know that it's a business.
Yeah.
And we have to think in a different manner. And I think that's the thing, too. That's why it's almost better to get involved with people or find friends that are doing that, or somebody has that talent to be able to, like, you know, I'm not so great at the business stuff. I am, but I'm not. Like, Aaron's better definitely at pushing it and figuring out stuff.
Because I know what I'm doing.
He doesn't, but he's better at trying.
Kids that go to art school when they graduate, you know, they've been told for all these years that when you get out, you know, people are going to come to you and you can charge them $150 page rate. And they've never done. Done a book. That's the other thing too. Is both of us. It was like, dude, this is our first book. Like, we're gonna do a book. Like, that's the only mission here, is to get a book done, to get it published. So, and we were the thing that we did is we started reaching out to other stores and other people that were interested in comics and seeing if they, you know, pick up copies. And like I said in the last episode, we were stupid enough to do a Kickstarter when nobody knew who we were.
The point that I was trying to make is, don't get offended if you submit something and it doesn't get approved. Right. Because you might be a great artist, but we, like, as a small indie company, we have little bitty funds.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, it's not even, like, funny because we're working
and
full
even
time.
Small press, or I should say, you know, the next step up. So we're small press, but there's the higher end of small press too. And they basically will give your creative team like a $3,000 check for the issue.
Whole team to split.
Yeah, and the whole team splits that. And in reality, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's not anything
when you really consider what it costs to get a book made. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that do that because they want to be public.
Yeah, I think it's an industry where you have to have an ego and not have an ego all at the same time.
Because why would we bother doing podcasts?
I don't know.
Yeah, we think about that a lot. So that was just be a print artist. Better,
Better, more betterer.
leave a comment that's #ThisIsAwkward.